So if you go to an award function like performances and things like that, you get it. You still get the knots in your stomach.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Because singing is just, it's, you know, you're not lip syncing, you're not hiding behind any sort of crutch or mask or anything. It's just your soul out there. It's, you know, God, it's
And
nerve-wracking.
singers who you've really admired over the sands of time, you know.
It keeps changing. There's certain voices that make me go, ooh, for sure. Wasn't a plug-in, but genuinely. Joy Williams, beautiful voice. Adele, of course. Jessie Ware. So many. Mariah Carey, yes, has some, excuse me, beautifully.
I grew up on Mariah Carey. Man.
Yeah, I know, but I swear so much. I have to really rein it in. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, I grew up on Mariah Carey too, so it's like you forget sometimes.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, but it's some of her music. Whitney Houston. Oh my Lord, Whitney Houston. I'm all about powerful, you know, voices and soulful music.
Ileana D Cruz and Qaran with a Q. Good to see you guys.
Hrishi K.
Finally out of a Zoom screen, man. It's just so wonderful to give real hugs.
I know.
Things are getting back to normal and that's wonderful.
Touch wood, touch wood, touch wood.
We've been touching wood all day.
Totally, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Why would you name a song after a syllable or a sound?
Vowel.
A vowel.
Because those are the...
A-E-I-O-U. Yeah, vowel is the right word.
That's
She
made
obviously
you
scored
go,
great grammar marks.
That's a different rapid fire question.
What made you go, ooh, ooh?
No, man, I just woke up in a really good mood. I woke up in a very good mood one day, went into the studio, and I was singing stuff, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll make this into like, you know, a line or something. But I don't think it needed to, because I think the catchiest hooks are the ones you end up saying without knowing you're saying them. You know what I mean? Like, because we probably in the last 5 minutes, without thinking about it, we've said ooh ooh and laughed about it at least 10 times. You know, and I think that's one of the things that really makes a hit record.
I want to know who figured the calligraphy on this, that O, O, O should happen 9 times. Is it 9 or 10 or what? Do you know? Do you have a number on it?
It's 6.
6. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
So was that Vinod Bhanushali's doing? Saying let's do
that was-
6?
that
Was there some
all him.
numerology there?
I don't. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I didn't think to ask, but there must be something there, because there's 3, and I could have made it more. It could have been ooh ooh, or it could have been ooh.
Yeah,
But it was just 6. It's just ooh ooh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It just has a better
It's
flow
just,
to
it
it.
has a better flow to
No,
it.
I was just trying to think of if I could ever think of songs that were not named after words. I remember Prince had a song once where he just put a symbol. And he said Taff Cap, the artist formerly known as Prince, because he didn't want a name at that point in time. And then remember the Crash Test Dummies had so they just called it
Yeah, exactly.
and that must have fascinated you too. A song without a word for a title. Was that told to you when you signed up for the video?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
you were?
yeah. I was told
You were
it's
sent the
called a
track.
song called Ooo Ooo, and I'm like, all right, ooh. And I listened to it, and I was like, ooh. I swear, it's weird. I actually end up saying ooh so much, but it just stuck. You know, it just was vibey. It just got me grooving, and it's really cool. It's got a really nice, easy sort of feel to it, and I feel like it's all about the feels when I listen to it. So it's just like every time I listen to it, I feel something new. So it's nice.
Yeah, and you know what he does very beautifully is that he takes this whole electro pop genre and he makes it very desi, he makes it very Indian. You know, were you familiar with his work? Were you familiar with Taarefan,
Yeah.
Kishmish and all these tracks? You were, so you know who Qaran with a Q and his
I
music
do
was.
know who Qaran was. I do my homework every now and again. Yes, I definitely knew who Qaran was. And I honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I was like, I really hope I like the song. I really hope I like the song, because I want to work with this guy. It'd be great to work with him. And I really liked it. Because my thing is that if I really don't like it, and I don't really do that many music videos, it would just be like, I don't know if I want to do this. And I feel like it's a little unfair, you know, to the artist as well. If you don't, are you not 100% on board with this, you know, with the music. So I really liked it. So I'm glad I really liked it. And I feel like the video, when they told me about the concept, it was different. You know, it was unusual. It was like, you know, graffiti artist. It was just really different. And I think it looks way better than what I pictured. So
Now that is a beautiful touch. I'm just done with videos which has the central actor or pop artist with a bunch of dancers in the background just dancing. I mean, which happens with in award shows, you know. What is the theme to it?
Thank you.
And I'm sorry to say that even some of our most favorite artists in the West have done that. I mean, if they've just get up a flat shot and they've done the whole dance thing. And it's just so beautiful to see a proper storyline and graffiti art at that, you know. It's just wonderful.
And really good graffiti art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I always missed out on, because I was, you know, I've always wanted to, but I didn't, is get on a bicycle and go under a bridge and paint all over the bridge. Have you done that as a kid?
I have never publicly defaced property
Yeah.
to anyone asking.
Yeah.
But just to touch on your earlier point, you know, I gotta say, man, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I feel like so in for better or for worse, I just think there's so much objectification of women, especially in India. You know, it's always, like you said, it's always the hero, and then, you know, there's a pretty girl, and unfortunately that's mostly what it's limited to. What I love about this is there's a scene in the video of Ooo Ooo where she's wearing that hood, right? And it's just the coolest thing ever. And a lot of female friends of mine that have seen this, right? They're like, see, that's what I want to do. Because it's just so badass, you know? And the fact that if in the video she has these different, there's the graffiti side, and you know, there's in the cafe and stuff. And it just gives it so much more depth. And I feel like I'm just happy that we were able to do that in a commercial context.
Let me rephrase that.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you whether you have defaced public property. But you know, with kids, give them a can of spray paint and give them a wall in a garage. Have you done that? Have you ever done that?
Chalk, actually, for me was
yeah.
chalk.
Oh, yeah.
When I was little, it was always chalk, and my uncle, he would always get me like a little brown paper bag of colored chalk. I remember the first time I saw colored chalk, I was like, oh, there's colors. I already thought it was white. So that was one of the highlights of my childhood.
Like on a blackboard, like a proper blackboard.
It was sometimes a blackboard, sometimes it was the wall in our veranda. And you know, you could wash it off afterwards. But it was just fun. There were so many things I would do with it, and it was great.
Chalk was definitely thrown at me in a classroom.
Oh yeah, same here. I've had that too. I learned how to duck that way.
It's a very normal thing in convent schools if you go to and you know you get chalk thrown at them. I don't think you studied here, so you wouldn't know that.
No.
But I mean, these days if you do it, the Parent-Teacher Association will take you to jail. But
I don't think that happened
back in the
India,
90s, back
Did
in the
that happen in
90s.
India?
No, it's changed.
Has it changed? Oh wow.
I mean, as a 90s kid, you know, you would get slapped and you'd come home and say, oh, I got slapped, and your parents would go, good, you must have done something wrong. Now they'll take you to court, man. Things have changed.
True, yeah.
No, I mean, I don't endorse violence of any kind, but I'm just saying harmless things like chalk and things like that. So I find that you have a co-programmer or co-producer. It's not just you on the credits, man. It's you and somebody else. Siddesh is his name, yeah.
On the lyrics.
On the lyrics,
So I
okay.
co-wrote the song lyrically with Siddesh Patole, new guy, brand new guy, young, hungry, and you know I've always liked to do this. You know, like I love being, because I've been in the industry for a while. You know, I have the ability to sort of bring new talent to light. You know, I did it with the Reprise. With Lisa, I did it with the Reprise there, and I try and do it at every chance I get, because you know I think it's if you see talent and you don't push that to the forefront, you're doing a disservice to the industry that you reside in and work in. You know, so this guy is just, you know, I think you're going to see a lot more of him going forward. Very talented, very, very sharp guy, very, very bright.
So how do you test, sorry to interrupt you, how do you test somebody if he or she's a good lyric writer with the music? Like, you know, in advertising, they give you a copywriter's test. Yeah. So do you play him a few bars and say, can you write over this? You know, kind of like what rappers do, just rap over this?
I don't do it that way. For me, because when I co-write means I really do co-write. Now the thing is, my challenge is more linguistic than it is structuring lyrics. So, you know, he comes in to help me make sure things are grammatically correct, fill in any bits of vocabulary that I may not know in Hindi and stuff. But it takes somebody that you have a mental sync with to do that, you know. And I feel like the beautiful thing about it is by the end of the process, you know, it's more than just the song. He knows what I'm thinking about anything, you know. So it's a beautiful process.
I like the styling. He mentioned the hoodie. So in the beginning, you can't even make out whether she's a guy or a girl, and there's a mystery element, and suddenly she disappears on him, and there's this whole disappearing thing that's going on. Is this your regular stylist that you work with, or do you have somebody specifically coming and do the clothes and the styling for you?
Well, I had my stylist, Sanam, and she just gets me. She understands me, and she knows what works. And I think she's got a very cool style. And yeah, I mean, I'm very particular about my clothes because I feel that some people just don't understand what works for my body, and she's great. I think she's really lovely. So we had to sort of get everything together pretty quickly at the last minute, and she did such a good job. So. Yeah.
And there are distinct looks, like when she's at work doing the graffiti art, and there's the hoodie and stuff like that, obviously, because when you spray things, you've got to rough it up.
Right.
And then when you guys are clubbing or dancing or whatever, there's a whole different look to that.
Correct,
yeah?
yes, yeah.
So there was the storyboarding, and then you styled, and then you got on. Is that the way it worked? Or?
Well, sort of. Let's to simplify it, yeah, kind of like that, yes.
So, Ileana D Cruz, in your video.
Why are you saying it like that?
Who's going to take credit for that? Is it you, Vinod Bhanushali? Did you have a short list or a list of one?
I don't know. Who thought of it, actually? I never really asked.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a collective thing, I think the song is so
There's a diplomatic answer.
No, the song is so bright and so chirpy, and just it's got a good vibe, and she's all those things as well. So it just seemed like the right fit.
Okay.
And yeah.
And are you a lyrics person or a music person? Like some people are into the lyrics. Some people couldn't bother about the lyrics, but they like the groove and the music.
I'm both.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm both.
There are some songs where the lyrics touch you.
Oh God, yeah.
What's a song that makes you go, for the lack of any other word, ooh?
Ooh, there has been lots where I'm just like, oh gosh, that's like. I mean, I'm a deeply sensitive person, so there's certain songs that just hit me. There's one that hit me recently. When I say recently, it was a couple of years ago when I heard it, and I was just like, whoa. It's called Dust to Dust by the Civil Wars. Civil Wars, this is plural, isn't it?
Civil Wars, yeah.
And the lyrics were just so beautiful. So.
Lyrics person, music person?
Me? I'm like, I always believe it's more how the words sound and how they're said than what they actually are, That's what I feel. I feel it's more the sound of it. And I think generally if something is said in a certain way, it holds value. It's context. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that you could be either depending on the situation.
No,
a lyric person or a music person.
No, I'm saying for example, if I'm even though I'm saying ooh ooh in the song, right? I'm saying it in a certain way. Even though it's not a word, right? I feel like you kind of get what emotion I'm bringing forward with it. So that's what I mean. I mean, it's more about how things are said than exactly, what's being said.
Than exactly the word.
Exactly.
Ballad person or dance music person?
Both.
Wow. You?
I like dance
Your
music.
music is mostly dance music. I mean, it's got a pop dance vibe.
Oh, his.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying
His. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say people always say it's like dance music, but it's really not. It's something where, like my last record, Hope You Don't Mind, right?
Yeah.
It's a dark song. It's a dark song. I made it peak pandemic, It's about a lot of deep stuff, but there's still a beat to it, But I try and maintain that balance where you can bob your head to it, but it also makes you think, So there's some substance there.
Soulful bobbing.
Soulful bobbing, yes.
Soulful bobbing. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm not going to put you on the spot and make you sing, don't worry, but this is
Thank
just
you.
it's just a curious question.
Yeah.
Did you ever sing karaoke? Did you sing in school? Did you sing in college? I mean...
So I love music so much. I apparently was told that I could sing before I could talk. I love singing that much. The only issue is I have major stage fright, so I can't remember the last time.
You still do, eh?
I do. I used to sing a lot more when I was
So
younger.
if you go to an award function like performances and things like that, you get it. You still get the knots in your stomach.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Because singing is just, it's, you're not lip syncing, you're not hiding behind any sort of crutch or mask or anything. It's just your soul out there. It's, God, it's
And
nerve-wracking.
singers who you've really admired over the sands of time,
It keeps changing. There's certain voices that make me go, ooh, for sure. Wasn't a plug-in, but genuinely. Joy Williams, beautiful voice. Adele, of course. Jessie Ware. So many. Mariah Carey, yes, has some, excuse me, beautifully.
I grew up on Mariah Carey, man.
Yeah, I know, but I swear so much I have to really rein it in. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, I grew up on Mariah Carey too, so it's like you forget sometimes.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, but it's some of her music. Whitney Houston. Oh my Lord, Whitney Houston. I'm all about powerful, voices and soulful music.
She's every woman.
Amen to that, sir.
Now, we'll figure out whether you're really an Ileana fan. What's a movie of hers that you really loved?
Movie of hers that I really love. Rustam was great.
I'm very impressed.
Rustam was great.
I know, the face, said it all.
Guys,
I wasn't
have you
expecting
seen
that.
Murphy? Have you seen Murphy?
Of course.
You have.
Of course.
But he said
yeah.
Rustam, so that's really
He said
surprising.
Rustam,
No, I think. See, she's an incredible actress. I don't think it's really up for debate, right? But I feel like there was just things in Rustam where, see, it's easier to act, I guess, when there's dialogues, but when there's bits in the movie where she wasn't saying anything verbally, but the eyes, like she's got very expressive eyes, and I feel like that really came out in Rustam as well,
Gets me in a lot of trouble. The eyes. It's like I won't say anything, but the eyes say everything. I'm like,
The eyes, Chico.
Yeah, it's always a problem having honest eyes.
Yeah.
It does. No, it's just a window to what you're feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you that question. So voices that really stand out for you. I mean, she's got such a wide range. She said Adele and Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
and-
No, she's got
And it's,
incredible musical palette. It blew my mind. For me, I think female voices, Toni Braxton is somebody I really grew up with, thanks to my mom. Sade.
when you said Toni Braxton,
Yeah. Toni Braxton, Sade.
Everybody talks about Smooth Operator and, that album, but I don't know if you've seen the movie Indecent Proposal. It has No Ordinary Love,
Oh yeah.
which is actually a lovemaking scene between, Robert Redford and the.
Yeah, but that song is stunning.
It's such a
Demi Moore,
song.
hello.
Hmm?
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, yeah. Jesus.
Oh, hello.
This is no on, yeah. So yeah.
So
Sade,
there's a
amazing.
lot of.
It's like
there's
you
a lot
play
of things.
Sade on a date and I'm just sold. Oh.
And I remember Toni Braxton cut her hair really short for Was It Unchained My Heart? Yeah.
Unbreak
Unbreak My Heart. Yeah.
I liked you. Don't mess it
Yeah,
up.
I know. I was just like,
I mean, slip of the tongue. Slip of the tongue. Unbreak My
I
Heart.
think you're thinking about Unchain My Heart by Ray Charles.
Yeah, that too. No, but Unbreak My Heart.
Unbreak
Yeah.
My Heart.
I was gonna go with Unchained Melody, but okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Unbreak My Heart's one of my top 10.
Ooh, JP Cooper's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you were saying
You were saying Toni Braxton.
Toni Braxton,
Sade.
Ray Charles is somebody who really influenced me a lot, especially in terms of my piano. From a songwriting perspective, there's a lot, man. It's hard to, it's hard to pin it down to like a top 3. I couldn't even, if you asked me what my favorite song was, my favorite top 10 songs, it would be the hardest thing to ask me, But I think we draw a little bit from everyone. I think it's less so that you take a lot from one person, but we draw a little bit from everything we're exposed to. And I feel like we internalize it, and it comes out in our work in certain ways.
oh, that's true. Inspired.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, a lot of it is inspired. You kind of question what is original.
Absolutely.
Because you're touched by everybody in a way,
Were you ever close to learning an instrument, or
Yes.
did you ever? What did you learn?
Keyboards.
Oh, nice.
I was learning. I didn't like my tutor that much, so I stopped.
Oh, I know how that feels.
So I bought a little, keyboard thingy
Sweet.
during the pandemic because I was like, I'm gonna be home. Maybe I should try. And I started, and
You
then
took online classes, like.
there's so many things available, right?
Yeah.
And I do have an ear for music anyway, so I thought maybe I could go, play by ear sort of. And I've tried, but I wanted to actually learn. Like I want to learn how to play guitar as well, and I figure maybe someone will teach me at some point. I'll find someone to teach me.
No, but when did this wrong teacher thing happen? That's when you were.
Oh, that
kid.
was when I was younger. I was probably like 10 or 11.
Yeah, it's like they say, you end up not liking maths if you don't have a good teacher. I mean, equally true for music,
Yeah.
But I've realized that even when you're learning how to play an instrument, your tutor should probably at least resonate with the kind of music you like. So I think he was trying to teach me music that I didn't really enjoy. and it was just very old school, and you know, it just didn't work for me. So I realized that I want to learn how to play something that I enjoy listening to. If I don't like listening to what you're trying to teach me, then you know I lose interest in it.
That's a cue. Need keyboard lessons, has keyboard. You got to figure out in between movies and shoots if she has time, and you got to show up.
Gonna teach
Because you
her
play
how to
the keyboards, don't you?
Yeah,
And you
I do,
compose
I
on the
do.
keyboards.
No,
right?
but I'm gonna teach her how to play Beethoven Symphony in the next month. That's done. That's done. Challenge accepted.
Really?
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
totally.
No, but you know, I can totally relate to what she said because I started learning the guitar when I was like 7, right? But the thing is, I hated it because this was in Indonesia, and you know, every time I'd mess up a fret, the guy would slap my wrist, and you know, you just create negative associations with it, which is probably
Absolutely.
what happened to
Yep.
you, right? And I distanced myself from creating music for the next 10 years.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of that bad experience. So I think it's what she said is bang on. Like I think if it doesn't appeal to you, if you don't resonate with, you know, what they're trying to teach you,
Correct.
Even if it's the thing you're destined to do in life, it'll still push you away from it.
Absolutely, yeah.
What's next on the film front?
I've got 2 beautiful films ready, and I had the most amazing time making them, and I cannot wait for the world to see it.
I'm sure you can't talk too much about it, but just the name and
They
your
have been
co-star?
announced, yes.
Yeah.
So there's a film with Randeep that we shot during the pandemic, actually, during the lockdown, and it's called Tera Kya Hoga Lovely. And
Did
it's,
Huda play the saxophone for you ever?
I had no idea he even played the
He plays
saxophone.
the saxophone.
I had no
And he does a
clue.
great job.
Damn.
Or did you get introduced to some horses at least, which is his other love?
I was told a lot about the horses. I think I saw lots of pictures of horses and his dog, I think. But no, I haven't been introduced to any of them. I mean, it was smack in the middle of lockdown, so there was no meeting up or anything. But it's a film I'm very proud of, and hopefully it'll be out soon. And I did a film with Vidya as well. Vidya and Pratik and Sendil. And that was a beautiful experience. So yeah, very excited.
That's lovely. It's amazing. So, now that this video is out, you guys should collaborate more. And I just don't mean by you teaching her how to
Teaching me.
play the keyboard and things like that. I'm just curious to know, I mean, don't you pitch yourself as the guy who does background music for all these films? Because your sensibility is so... I can imagine you scoring a lot of films. I mean, how many have you done? 3, 4, 5?
As background
As a
score?
background score guy? Or
See,
are you
I'm-
just really concentrating on the song thing?
I love background scores, and it's something that like I've done in the past. But for me, it's just there's something about making a record, which is a thing that really inspires me because, you know, it's for me, a record is like emotional time travel, right? Like I could not remember what I was doing in 1996 or 1997, but the second you play Unbreak My Heart, you know, I remember exactly what I was wearing.
Right.
And that's the magic in it, you know? So the fact that, for me, because I do music, I really do feel like in some ways I'm able to have a command over this art form, which is very close to magic, you know? So, yeah.
That is wonderful. With that, we shall wrap. Everybody, it's Ooh. And Ash King told me that you rap. I'm not going to make you rap now, but I'd just like you to sing us a few lines, and that'll be a nice way to say bye-bye. What do you say? You want him to sing?
I don't, not really. I mean,
Why? Why are you insisting he not sing?
I'm not insisting at all. Absolutely not. I just don't want to put him on the spot. Totally his call.
Couple of lines, bro.
I
You're shying away.
You know, I've never, considering we've talked about his voice, I don't know, do you sing? You do sing, don't you?
The odd karaoke night.
Man,
when I'm quite inebriated.
but wait, with that baritone, you could,
Yeah.
you know, you got some very white.
When you said Ray
So, and
Charles
when
as
I
well,
do-
I mean, I was
yeah,
like,
when I'm
Louis
inebriated
Armstrong.
and I'm doing karaoke, I stick to bass voices.
Yeah.
Like
Louis
I will-
Armstrong.
I'll do a
What a Wonderful
some
World.
Frank
Bruce
Sinatra.
Springsteen, or I will do a Jim Morrison. I could do What a Wonderful World. You know,
There we
things,
go.
things like that.
Damn.
So yeah, but nice how you came to his rescue and you turned the spot. A friend, dude. That's a buddy.
Indeed, she's gonna get free piano lessons.
So since you took away the last minute, which is supposed to be you singing, you got to tell me about the hook step. So, did you have a choreographer in? How much it is? I like the shimmy and the. So, whose idea was that? Your choreographer?
Yeah, it was Darshan. Darshan was a choreographer for this,
Nice.
and he came up with that little step. And you know, she's a great dancer. I'm not, but I think she made it look really, really,
That
really
looks
nice
cool.
on
That looks
screen.
cool.
Yeah.
He's
You always
so-
have to have a good hook step. Yeah.
He's sweet, but yeah, I mean, I try. I'm better with alcohol.
See what I said about the karaoke? It always helps. Always helps. Thank you guys. Much love. Thank you.
you.
Thanks a lot, man.